Iowa City gets touted as a great place to retire, et cetera, and yet we aren't reaching out to older people to help them utilize the facilities here for bicycling.
Del Holland loves spending time at the senior center, and he also happens to love biking. While exercising with friends at the center, something crossed his mind.
I got to think, maybe we could offer that as a class for some people who have ridden in the past but aren't riding now, but see it as something that they might like to do.
For Del, getting more people cycling is the goal, no matter what age. But he says seniors are great candidates for a couple of reasons.
If people keep more active, they're more healthy. And so, that again fits into the senior center's philosophy.
The other is that biking can take a longer time depending on how far you're traveling. But if you're retired, who cares?
Senior population is a particularly important target, I think, because they have the time. So they can give up a little bit of time and not use fossil fuels.
He teamed up with his friend and cycling enthusiast Bob Opplinger to come up with the curriculum. They pitched it to the senior center, who immediately jumped on board. They set 4 dates in May to teach the class at the Iowa City Bike Library, where Del volunteers and serves on the board of directors. The class was open to anyone, so naturally they had students with all different levels of riding experience and concerns about cycling.
In that first class, we learned that a number of people had some mobility issues that might present some challenges to riding.
The curriculum was split into 2 parts, the first being bike care and maintenance. The class learned everything from checking your tire pressure to adjusting your handlebars, reintroducing people to the basics, as most people hadn't ridden a bike in years.
I had a bicycle way back when in my 20s and did some halfway serious riding.
Harry and his wife Liz borrowed bikes from a friend a few years back.
We've always tried to stay physically active, and we thought this was certainly a very good exercise.
So they took the class hoping to add biking to their regimen. But entering the course, Harry still had doubts.
I'm 70 years old now, and I'm not as young as I used to be, surprise. I've got some issues, I have some back issues, I got leg issues. So the question is, can I do it?
The second part of the class was riding.
We'll hold you. We got the bike.
Offering up different bike options and the support of more experienced riders, the group hit the trail at the Terry Trueblood Recreation Area.
I'm going to tip you to your left.
Okay.
And then you can put your foot down. Yep.
Okay.
Having several cyclists on hand to make sure bikes were fit properly made a big difference.
Being able to support people and say, yeah, here, we'll do it together, and away we go. And then them saying, oh my God, this is so much fun.
As for Harry, he rode over 6 miles that day.
I made about 3 circuits, and I really enjoyed it, but I felt it too that night and the next day.
Harry and Liz may rent bikes at first until they are sure they want to stick with it, which he seems determined to do.
It was worth it. And I'm learning, I'm getting an idea of whether I can get back into this, or how carefully I need to try to get back into it. I need something to keep me in motion. So if I can bicycle, I think I should do it.
Del and Bob are collecting responses from participants to see how they like the class, but they agreed it seemed to be a success.
It's actually gone pretty well.
And hope to offer the course again. They may even offer an intermediate level in the future. Along with the Senior Center, Del also wanted to thank the local bike shops for collaborating in the project. And of course, the Iowa City Bike Library, who hosted the class.
By offering the space, but also just its existence allows people to think about bicycling in a different way, which is what we're hoping to do, get more people riding bicycles.